What is up, guys? Kizmich42 here, and welcome to another video today on the channel. So as you guys can tell from the title and everything, this is a bit of a more serious video than what I usually make. As you guys know, I usually make the roleplays, or it's, you know, we're doing Harvest Moon, or just, you know, something normal. But I wanted to talk about something today that I know a lot of people have been questioning about for the past few months. And I figured that I couldn't just make an announcement about it. I couldn't just make like a 2-minute video about it. I feel like I had to make something decently long to explain some things. Now, don't worry, this video won't just be all completely serious. There are going to be some really cool things towards the end of the video I'm going to be talking about. So just bear with me, and welcome to the premiere. I'm premiering this for a couple of reasons. One, so that way future me, who is watching the premiere with you guys, can answer questions. But not only just that, but I feel like this would be a good way to interact with you guys a bit more. Because I usually only see premieres for roleplays, but I figured for something this big of a video, maybe setting up a premiere would be a smart idea. And if you guys want me to set up premieres for things in the future, like little updates and stuff like that, so you guys, that way I can answer questions for you guys while you're watching it, and we can do that. Obviously, if you missed a premiere, it's fine. You're still going to be seeing the questions on the live chat on your screen or in the comments. So either or works. But yeah, so I wanted to make this video because a lot of people have been asking about Soulmates. Not only just that, there was a few other series in the past that I did that I stopped just abruptly while they were doing well and stuff like that. And I wanted to talk about it because most of the series stopped because I was very depressed. While I was making Soulmates, I was still in kind of like the endings of my depression. I was very depressed for about 3 years, and was still doing YouTube, crazy enough. But I was in a very dark place in my life, and that was before I met Alicia, who's my girlfriend at the time. She's helped me out a lot. But before I met her, I had started a series called Blue Exorcist. I posted 1 episode, and then just never showed up ever again. The reason why I stopped that series was because at the time I was so depressed and just unhappy that when I made that first episode, even though there was such a positive reaction, my brain was telling me, you shouldn't do this anymore. You shouldn't make this video. You shouldn't make this series. And I just lost all motivation to create a series like that. Do I think it would have been a really good series if I continued it? I'm sure it would have been. But even now, looking back on the video, it still makes me upset just looking at it because I know what could have been. And, you know, there's always time for me to bring it back. But in my own head, it's just something I view as this is where change happened for my life. When I made Blue Exorcist, that first episode, it was at that moment that I knew my depression was a problem, because something I was so motivated making, the moment it was released, I completely lost all motivation for it, and I just didn't want to continue it. And that also leads to Soulmates. Like I said, this was towards the end of my depression, so I was just about almost done when I was doing Soulmates. I was still decently depressed while I was making it. But towards the end of the run of it, I made the last episode you guys saw, and this was different than with Blue Exorcist, because Blue Exorcist, I did that solo. That was just all me. It was that whole video I made myself. I didn't have any help. It was just all me. But when it came to Soulmates, I think it was like episode 5 or 6, where I started to realize I wasn't happy. Not that the series... not that I didn't like the series, not that I wasn't enjoying it, because it was super fun to make. It was just the inner, like, inside of me was just like, this isn't fun. This isn't something I like doing. It was making me upset that I had felt this way, and was causing a lot of internal conflict to make a series, because so many people were enjoying it, but at the same time, my brain was telling me no. But I fought through it for a few more episodes, and then, as you guys know, the last episode that came out, I think, which was episode 9 or 10, I think we didn't even get to double digits, was when my brain was like, you need to take better care of yourself before you continue this series. And obviously, you know, over the years, I have dealt with depression multiple times. I've dealt with anxiety multiple times. I was homeschooled because of my anxiety was so bad once in my life. My junior year of high school was completely gone because my anxiety took over so bad that I couldn't even get out of bed in the morning to go to school. And luckily, I have a very lovely family that took care of me, and I got homeschooling, and then I went back to school the next year, and I had a great senior year. But once I got out of high school and I started college, the anxiety came back alongside with the depression, and it just hit very hard for a while. Now, the thing is, which I'm sure people would be asking, is if you were so distraught at this time in your life, why didn't you take a break from YouTube? Why didn't you stop for a bit? And the problem with that was that I felt like I would be letting you guys down. I know that wouldn't have been the way it is because my audience, you guys, are very, very supportive towards me, whether it be on Discord, Twitter, Instagram now, you know, the comments, Twitch, you know, you guys are very, very supportive for what I do, whether it be Minecraft or RuneScape or what else do I play? Jesus, I've got other video games. When I stream Hunt Showdown, stuff like that. You guys are just super supportive, and it's amazing to see, to have an audience like that where you don't see a lot of negativity. So this will come back to the question of, you know, will Soulmates continue? Will Blue Exorcist come back? And the answer to that is no. The main reasons being is, like I said, when I was depressed, these series, in a sense, not only helped me, but also didn't help me. They helped me become better at roleplays. I got a little better at it. And then, you know, Origins and stuff really helped me out a lot. It broke out my shell a bit for the roleplay scene. But I like I said, I look at Blue Exorcist as where the issue started for me with roleplays and making YouTube videos, stuff like that. Like, that's where the depression I knew was starting to get bad. And then when I did Soulmates, it was towards the end where I was like, okay, this is becoming an issue now, and I need to take care of it. And I need to fix myself before I do anything else. Which is why I took such a large break from it. I think there was like a 1 month break between one episode because I knew mentally I was like, I can't deal with this. I can't do it. So Soulmates and Blue Exorcist sadly are canceled. Will I still be selling the merch from Soulmates? Abso-freaking-lutely. I'm not getting rid of that. Like I said, Soulmates holds a special place in my heart because it's one of the biggest series I have on my channel. And I know from a money and viewer standpoint, it's like, you should continue it. You should do it. But in my own brain, I just can't handle it. It's just something that is constantly hitting me like a truck every time I try to do it. But I still absolutely love the series. It was one of the first original stories kind of thing that I ever made. That, you know, like, wasn't based off of a series. You know, like, I've done Dragon Block, I've done Blue Exorcist, you know, other things like that. But Soulmates was my own creation. So is it sad for me to see something I loved and created go away? Of course. I'm sure it's sad for you guys too. But I need that. I need to get over the hurdle, in a sense. You know, I have to get over it. I have to move on. I have to do other things. I can't just keep constantly being reminded, you know, where's Soulmates? Where's Soulmates? Where's Blue Exorcist? Why'd you stop it? Like, you know, I can't. I can't do that. I can't constantly keep looking at it as this negative thing. Because it wasn't. It brought a lot of people to this channel, and I hope that when they watch this video or they have seen Soulmates, that they continue to watch other stuff I make. You know, I love what I do, so I didn't want it to seem like I was just doing this series to make money and destroy myself. You know, I can't do that. My health comes over any money or viewership that I will take. My health always comes first. Because Because if my health is out of whack, my videos are out of whack, and everything else just gets destroyed. I have to take care of myself. So I hope you guys understand why Soulmates and everything gets canceled. I know it's like a tough pill to swallow, but you have to understand that it was something that was mentally hurting me, and I had to stop doing it. I even spoke to my team, which was literally 6 people, for the series, and they understand. And like I said, you know, like, your mental health has to come first, and that's not just making videos and doing stuff online. It's also in real life too. You got to take care of yourself. You can't just go on every day expecting things to get better. Like, you have to help yourself too. You can't just hope that things are gonna go the way they are. You have to do it yourself. You have to get friends and family to help you out, and you know, you just gotta do it. You gotta go. You gotta get motivated. You gotta do things. So getting off of this really depressing last 10 minutes, there is another reason why this video is being made, and it's to talk about roleplays. So I actually have a few ideas for some future roleplays. They were stories that I made a few years ago, yes, while I was depressed, funny enough. I made, was it 3? No, it was 4. Well, the 4th one was kind of new, but I made 3 stories when I was depressed, because when I was very depressed, I used to write a lot. And as you guys know, character development is like one of my favorite things to do when it comes to any roleplay. I always work on my characters as much as I can to make them as exciting or, you know, sad or, you know, whatever emotions they're meant to be. I try to make them as... I don't even know the word, but as well as I can, you know, like, just to play them in a sense. But there are 3 stories I want to make over the course of the year or so, because, you know, I can't do all these all at once or I'll mentally shut down. So there's 4 stories that I've made, or at least thought of. I haven't like written all these down on paper, but 2 of them I have written down on paper. One is a story of a teenager, or actually no, he's an adult because he's not really a teenager at this moment in time. I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing the name of his disorder correctly, because I can't remember if I am gonna say it right, and I just want to make sure I don't screw it up with everything else. Just give me 1 second. Go look back at my notes, because I just want to make sure. There we go. So he's, I believe it's pronounced agoraphobic. It's about this guy who's an agoraphobic, which means basically they're afraid to go outside. They can't leave their home. And the plot of the story is basically he created an AI for himself that talks to him every day, that he hangs out with. But one of the drivers, funny enough, like a FedEx driver or something like that, is replaced, that normally delivers stuff to him, and it actually turns out to be a childhood friend of his. So the AI, now realizing that there's somebody in his life that he actually knows, then hacks into this girl's phone. Yes, the FedEx driver is a girl. And then tries to convince her to help her master, in a sense, to get over and try and help his disorder, so that way he can go outside and, you know, experience life instead of being trapped inside all day. So that's one story. I don't want to get too much into details, but that would probably be the first one I would make out of all these stories I'm about to mention, because that one is probably the easiest one to make, because the other ones get more complicated. The next one is a story I wrote about 6 years ago, called Fallen Star. It's about demons and angels. It's about a kid named Seth, whose sister and family is murdered in a fire by an unknown murderer, who he then learns that this murder was from another realm, where he then learns that his family was actually demons and angels. His mother was an angel, his father was a demon, and they were not supposed to be wed, so somebody was sent to come kill them. And also ended up murdering the rest of the family as well, but Seth was the only one that was left alive. So his friend, Sarah, actually knows about this whole world, and both him and her, alongside with the approval of her parents, who he now lives with, send them to the world to not only try and hunt down the killers, but to also see if Set's sister is still alive. Now, she was presumed dead, but he still feels like she's still alive and somewhere out there in the world, but just not in the human world. They're in this other world that is hidden away. And this world is filled with angels, demons, vampires, werewolves, just a bunch of different magical and fantasy related stuff. And that one is going to be a project. But I've actually written a whole 5 to 10 page essay thing on it that I wrote 6 years ago. And I constantly edit it. So that's another story. Another story was about this high school student whose family was killed in a car accident, and he was the only one that was left. So he's been going through the course of his high school life alone. And his father was an ex-cop. So his story is that he has been depressed. He has nobody. He gets bullied at school. And the whole point of this is that at the end of the semester, when he's done with high school and once he graduates, his plan was to, as dark as this is going to sound, commit suicide. And that was his plan. He just wanted to finish up school so that he had it and his parents could be proud from beyond the grave. And then his plan was to kill himself. But during the course of the year, a new student transfers in, she then proceeds to help this character try to get out of his funk. But she doesn't know that he plans on doing this. So she's trying to help him get over his bully. She's trying to help him, just be a happier human being, in a sense. And then the last story that I had was about, and funny enough, this story may not even include me. I don't have a team like AFMAO and stuff like that where I have dozens of people, but I feel like a series like this and Fallen Star would definitely need a team of people. So if you see an application video in the future, don't be surprised. But for this story, it is a female lead. Yep, it is not going to be my point of view. It's going to be another character's point of view. Where she wants to become the first Major League Baseball player in history that is female. And for this story, it's going to take her course through her last year at high school, which would probably be one of those fast forward scenes, like they do in animes where it's this part, she graduated, now she's in college, that kind of thing. But real quick, where she's going to be in college and then she's going to be, sent to the MLB where she's going to be dealing with a lot of hatred, a lot of sexist comments. A girl shouldn't play baseball and, all this other stuff, that she should be playing softball, why is she trying to play a man's sport, all this other stuff. So it's actually going to be driving a lot into sexism, funny enough. Now, all these topics are a bit dark, but you have to understand that some stories can't be so nice. Someone's going to have a tragic problem, but these are stories that I've been thinking about making for a long time. Let me know what you guys think about them. But the AI one, funny enough, I'll give you a little Easter egg hint here. The AI that the character makes in that story, her actual name was Mimi. That's where I got the name for the ghost in Soulmates from, funny enough. If I still had my journal that I wrote it in, because I used to write it when I went to work, I don't know where it is. I wish I had it still, because it's somewhere in this room. But in my notes, it has AI, and then in parentheses, Mimi, funny enough. So that was something I did. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My family just woke up, if you hear them in the background. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys understand everything that was mentioned in this video. It might have came out a little more later than I thought, because I had to do some stuff this morning. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, any questions that you have, make sure to leave them in the live chat or down below in the comments, since we're at the end of this video here. And I will try and answer as many questions as I can. Thank you guys so much for the love and support, as usual. Very much appreciated. We just hit 65K on the channel. It's nuts. But I'm not done. we're still going to ride this horse as long as we can. I'm about to hit 9 years on YouTube this year, so we are still going. The goal is to hit 100K at the end of this year, and we freaking got this, all right? But yeah. Family's being a little loud. But alright, I love you guys, and I'll see y'all later, alright? Bye!